Hi, good evening, everyone. So good to be with you. It's been a while since I've been on for a live class. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Giada Hansen, and I'm a Diamond with doTERRA. And I've been with this business for almost a decade now, shy of 6 months. So it's been an incredible journey, and it has shaped who I've become in many ways. And it's allowed me to have such a beautiful lifestyle all over the world. I'm currently in Barcelona, Spain. Well, actually, in this moment, I'm in Copenhagen, Denmark, but I'm living in Barcelona, Spain. And throughout my doTERRA career, as you can imagine, over 10 years, we change as human beings, right? So I started in New York. I was there many years, and then I was in LA, then I was in Mexico, and then I was in Miami, then back to Europe, where I was originally from. And throughout that period, there have been many relationships, friendships, work relationships, family members. There's been relationships that have come, relationships that have left, some that have passed. We all know what happened in the world a couple of years ago. And the one thing that has been constant has been how the oils have been able to support me in my life through all the ups and downs, through any situation, whether it's been through stress, through supporting my body with getting enough sleep, through managing my mood. And so I'm really passionate about the topic tonight, which is stress, sleep, and managing mood. And it also happens to be Valentine's Day. So I put in a little bit of fun at the very end of the presentation. So make sure you stay on for that. Because, we all know that intimacy, whether it's with a partner or oneself, that's up to you guys. But that form of intimacy can really be an enrich your life and can release a lot of feel-good hormones and add to stabilizing mood. So it's not the point of tonight's presentation at all, but I thought I would add it in since we happen to be on Valentine's Day today anyway. So I'm going to start with the presentation. I'm going to share my screen, and feel free to type any comments, questions. I will address questions at the very end if there are any. But also, since we are going to have this live in our Facebook group, if you're not watching it today, feel free to ask any questions, and I'll be checking in the coming days to answer anything that's like pressing. And then, of course, we have our moderators and amazing Amanda, who is answering all the questions as well. So I'll go ahead. Further ado, I'm going to share my screen, and then we can get started. I'm super, super excited to talk about this because there is a little bit of chemistry involved, but really it's a lot of practical solutions to support you guys. So I want to start with breaking down what are really stress factors. What are we looking at? So if you're watching this, give yourself a rate of 0 to 10. 0 that it's not at all, 10 is that it's a big problem. How often are you aware of being stressed in your daily life? How concerned are you about the quantity and quality of your sleep? And how frequently do your emotions feel difficult to manage appropriately? Now, if you're 5 and below, then I would say you're not in a critical area. If you're around 5 and above, this is something you want to focus on first. So if you, let's say you have a 3, I wouldn't prioritize there, but I would prioritize the 7 or the 8, right? Often they go hand in hand. So let's talk a little bit about the hypothalamus. It's a tiny control tower in your brain. And when we're stressed, it orders the brain to send out stress hormones, and it's designed to protect you. The problem is when it's frequent or prolonged, it brings devastating effects on the physical and mental well-being, and then it becomes chronic. So symptoms of chronic stress would be irritability, anxiety, depression, headaches, insomnia, poor immune function, increased blood pressure. And 70% of our problems sleeping, there are actually related to physiological issues. So 15% of them are environmental and 15% of them medical. Increased cortisol levels means that melatonin levels will not be able to rise as they should to promote restful sleep. So as you're excreting this hormone cortisol when you're stressed, you simply will not be able to reach the deep level of restorative sleep that we need. So we all experience mental wellness in our own individual way, and we often feel stress, anxiousness, discouragement, and fatigue. It can not only affect us emotionally, but also physically. And so over time, sorry, I'm just stressed, went forward there. Over time, being in a state of distress, it has lasting effects on our overall well-being. And there's a little bit of science that I want to cover with you. I'm not going to make it super heavy on it, but some of the outcomes that are constant and some vary person to person, right? We all know that friend that can handle everything, and we seem to be overwhelmed with a little thing, or vice versa, our friend that gets overwhelmed with everything, and we are like, how come? Well, we know that there will be chemical changes and an autonomic response, and we also know that there will be physiological changes. However, what varies is the cause and how long it lasts and the intensity. So we know that there is a process that happens through first the chemical response and then the physiological changes. And finally, the body will come into balance. Physiological change may happen because something triggered it, but many times it's an imbalance that's unknown to us. And we may notice this when we're feeling fine one moment, but then instantly change to the next. There's likely millions of different chemical reactions in our brain at any given time. So what I love so much about the essential oil is that we don't need to understand what is happening in the brain. We can simply reach for an oil that will support us. We need to identify how are we feeling, and then we can actually reach for it. So it's all hands on. Important cofactors for these physical changes is we just have complexity in our brain, and we know that there are cofactors, just like there are cofactors with nutrition that our body needs. In mental wellness, there are cofactors we need as well. We know that we need serotonin. If we lack of serotonin, we might have very intense feelings of sadness. As an example, it could be overwhelming to us with just the sadness that comes. We can't deal with it if we don't have it, right? The other neurotransmitter we know that we need is GABA. It's gamma aminobutyric acid. So GABA, G-A-B-A, is very important to us because it has the opposite effect. When we're feeling very anxious and very overwhelmed, then GABA is subduing the neurological system. And when it's present and interacting with the receptors for gamma, then we feel less overwhelmed and anxious. Another cofactor we need is alkaloids, which is a broad category of chemistry. It's organic chemistry that has a lot of different elements. This is a very specific group of alkaloids that are supporting to the body. When we have the right amount of alkaloids present, it interacts with two critical receptors, the PDE4, which is important for GABA, and 5-HT, an interactive point for serotonin. When we have alkaloids present, then we have values that come from both serotonin and GABA. So the other cofactor we need is essential fatty acids. Our brains are mostly made up of fats. 80% of the American population is deficient in fatty acids. We need omega-3 and 6 fatty acids. So knowing that, we know that it's critical for us to have great supplementation. That's one of the reasons why the LLV has been so important in doTERRA, because we've seen that over 50% are malnourished. We're talking about the American population right now. I don't have the stats for the rest of the world, but just through nutrition alone, we've been able to chemically balance the imbalance. We have also, in addition to that, got an incredible system that I will introduce to you now called the adaptive system. This was developed a few years ago, and it is a unique system that has never been done before. There are 3 parts to it. So there's a dietary supplement, an essential oil blend, which I had just here. I don't know where it is right now. And then there's also an easy touch roller. So it would look like this. This isn't the exact one, but it looks like this with a metal roller ball, and you can just roll it on your pulse points. I want to just talk a little bit about the adaptive calming blend capsules first. You take one a day as needed, and we've talked about the GABA earlier, why it's so important. It helps us when we're feeling anxious and nervous. GABA has a natural comforting effect and helps reduce feelings of apprehension and fear by decreasing neuronal excitability, sometimes called the brakes of the brain. So it asks us to slow down. It lowers the activity of neural cells in the brain and central nervous system. It has the effect of moving the brain and the body into lower gear by inhibiting the neural activity. So GABA reduces the mental and physical strain. It also has I can't say this word, selenium root. It comes from a succulent plant found in South Africa known as canna. And selenium extract is responsibly sourced from a sustainable supply with endorsement by the South African indigenous knowledge holders. So we know with doTERRA, right, we're very, very careful how we source everything. When it comes to our supplements, it's exactly the same. We are not compromising on anything that goes inside if it is not sustainably sourced and with the practices that the indigenous use, we're not going to use it. So this brings a feeling of alert serenity. So the extract supports the healthy emotional responses to everyday stressors, and it promotes feelings of happiness and well-being. It balances healthy levels of mood stabilizing hormones, and it improves cognitive function while combating occasional nervousness. Another ingredient in this supplement is ahi flower. It's a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid, so we know we need that. And then it has the essential oils of lavender, coriander, wild orange, and fennel. Linalool is a wonderful compound to help with stress, overwhelm, anxiousness, and sadness. And high concentration of linalool are found in lavender, coriander, and fennel. Wild orange is a great companion oil, and it helps to balance out the supplement. So there you go. We've got the common promote positive feelings. We've got supports mood and helps improve state of mind. It helps when acclimating to new surroundings and adapting to stressful situations. And it encourages relaxation, supports cognitive function and emotional balance. I mean, how can you even think about living without this? So you take them as needed, right? And it promotes mental well-being. So then we have the adaptive calming blend and the touch. I won't go into it in such depth because it is the essential oil blend that you were listening. There's a couple of more essential oils in there that I will list for you. But what I want you to know about the blend and the touch is when stress and tension seem to be relentless, this blend is the precise solution for you. The way it's formulated, it's synergistic. And so when a big meeting is coming up or other important events, you want to keep that on hand. If you're dealing with anxiousness throughout the day, you want to have the touch on the go. You can roll it on your heart. You can roll it on your pulse points, on the wrists. You can even add it inside of the elbow, but especially behind the ears and through the vagus nerve so that we keep that channel open and so that we can send signals back and forth between our brain to our heart, to our gut, and all the way back up again. So the preliminary studies is that the scent of lavender, which is one of the main ingredients of adaptive, has been found to contribute to an environment conducive to performing tasks requiring sustained attention. So there is also Magnolia Neroli sweet gum, and they provide stress relieving effects, while the wild orange and the spearmint in the blend energize and uplift. There's also copaiba and rosemary, which soothes anxious feelings, and it rounds out the calming blend. Whether you're feeling fatigued or if you're restless, indecisive, irritable, adaptive calming blend is part of the toolbox. I really, really, really want everyone to have this. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful blend. You can also add this to a relaxing Epsom salt bath. I'm going to just let you see these so that you can look at all of the benefits, right? You can put it in a relaxing Epsom salt bath, 3 to 4 drops. I wouldn't do more because it does have the spearmint in there. You can mix 3 to 4 drops in fractionated coconut oil for a soothing massage. Diffuse it in the room, either while you're studying, if you're reading, if you have to just had a big busy day and you want to calm down. And you can simply apply a drop to your hands, rub it together, inhale deeply as needed. Also with the adaptive touch, here are some of the things that I would recommend is to use it, shoulders, neck, like I said, temples, behind ears, moving down, wrists, whenever you feel the need you need the composure fast, right? That would be like if something is happening. Smell is a really, really potent wizard, and it transports us across 1,000 miles and all the years you've lived. Odors instantaneously are fleeting because it causes the heart to dilate joyously, and it contracts with remembered grief. That's Helen Keller, who was blind, who said that. So let's talk a little bit about the olfactory nervous system. When you breathe oil molecules, they are received by the brain's olfactory center via the nostrils. And this activates a central part of the brain called the amygdala. It manages your memories and emotions. And this is the one way that the amygdala responds. Spoken word or even written word cannot activate this part of the brain. It is only receptive to aroma. So oftentimes when people are saying, oh, do a journaling exercise, if you're doing a journaling exercise and you're not applying an aroma before, you're really not getting the real response that you want. Essential oils communicate to the limbic system to recall or release stored emotions and memories. And it can even recall memories that have been stored with us since childhood. It is not uncommon when people first start their oil journey that they begin to remember things that they had completely forgotten. As we get deeper into the body, now we've gone beyond the sense of smell and into the brain, which is the limbic system, which is the emotional system. And then we have emotional responses that we are after, right? We've got all of your different responses right here: emotions, memories, hormones, autonomic influence. So we want to get to that, which is why it works so fast. Sometimes people say, yeah, but is it just a hoax? So when someone comes to me with that, I really ask them straight if they've ever had a surgery. If not, then most people have heard of the anesthesia. And so it's the same thing, right? Right before you go in and you go in for anesthesia and you get the mask on and the surgeon asks you to count back from 10, you get 10, 9, 8, and then you barely even get to 5, you're asleep. That is sending a signal to the brain for you to go to sleep. And then the rest of the stuff kicks in. That is how quickly it works. That is why it works so fast. That is why we can get an oil that will immediately lift you out of the emotion that is going on. An emotion chemically the chemical response lasts in your body for 3 minutes max. After that, if you keep revisiting the emotion, it is repetitive. It is repeated. The emotion is no longer actually lived out again, but we are recalling the memory. So that is how powerful our brain is. it can recall that. So what we want to do is start to train ourselves rather than going down the rabbit hole to come up. There are times when we need to go down that rabbit hole to recall something so we can clear it out. But if you're regurgitating the same thing over and over again and you're reliving it and you're just like whipping yourself with the same thing, you can be, for example, if you're feeling guilty about something, shameful about something, you are not doing yourself any favor, right? That is when you can use a forgive oil and lift yourself out and shift the emotion, and you don't have to rinse, repeat the same thing over and over again. You can move on and have a different emotion. So many individuals underestimate the power of aroma and the benefits that it has. And one of the things that people really don't realize is diffusing is a main tool. You not only just get the molecules into the air, you're cleaning the air as well for any threats that could be circulating around you that are unseen. And also it helps treat the whole family if there are other people there, even pets. So our being consists of 50% of what we can see and 50% of what's not there. Often we have an energetic response to things we can't see, and the diffuser can actually help clear your environment from things you can't see. A heavy energy when you walk into a room, environmental threats, things that you're breathing in, you can actually clear and then get a better air quality. So our sense of smell, sorry, 1 second. I just need to do something here. Sense of smell is 10,000 times more sensitive than any other sense. And as we discussed, smell can change the moods, memories, and ease tension. So here are a couple of diffuser blends. You can take a screenshot of this if you like. These are just really beautiful mixes. We've got adaptive wild orange. As you can see, wild orange and any citrus is a really good companion oil for anything. I also have some diffuser blends at the end that I really love. This one, Peace, Balance, and Vetiver, is so gorgeous before you go to sleep. If you're feeling kind of sad and having a hard time releasing some emotions, I would do the Forgive, Balance, and Breathe. We store grief in the lungs and the heaviness, right? So we add the breathe in there for you to be able to take a nice deep breath and really forgive and balance yourself out. This citrus bliss sandalwood grapefruit elevation is like, wow, it is so good for your emotions. It's just all of the uplifting, balancing, creative, super soothing, all about self-acceptance. It's really, really lovely. And the balanced wild orange, adaptive wild orange, like I said in the beginning, those are more, those are really just to like an everyday go-to balance. In addition to that, we also have the stress, sleep, and emotions protocols. So we have a nighttime regime. Whether you take the products internally or you just apply them outside of your body or use them at home, there are so many benefits to using the natural products on a daily basis. And in fact, using them on a daily basis is really the best way to maximize your benefits, because they do tend to work. There's some that you'll only use in that instance, but when you're using them a little bit more often, you're getting a better stretch out of it rather than doing a whole bunch and just once and then not use it again. So for the night regime, we have a Serenity sleep system, which I'll cover in a little bit. And then we have the Copaiba soft gels. The Copaiba is our response to years ago when CBD oil became very popular. We did not want to touch THC. So Copaiba soft gels are incredible. I could do a whole presentation just on this alone because it works on your CB1 and CB2 receptors. So not only does it soothe anxious feelings and promotes homeostasis, the body's ability to heal itself, and promotes rest, it also supports the body in decreasing inflammation. It's really, really incredible. There are a lot of studies that it helps with cognitive support, incredible support for people that have memory issues. It's just really, really lovely. So there's an alternative night regime. You can do regimen. It's not regime, regimen. You can tell that I've been in Denmark for a long time. I haven't been using my English, so my my accent is coming through. You could do adaptive soft gels. So it encourages relaxation and it calms and promotes the positive feelings. You can do it with a copaiba or just one or the other. You can do the two. You are absolutely able to do that. And yarrow palm capsules are really, really good to support a cellular health and supports the brain and the skin. So this would be an add-on. I wouldn't replace any of the two above with yarrow palm. This would just be a really, what if you want to increase some of that glow, the yarrow palm. I mean, when we did a yarrow palm challenge a while ago, within 30 days, you could really see the renewal of people's skin. It was incredible. The sleep system is phenomenal. So again, we have a supplement that you take internally at night. You take, there is an essential oil for the diffuser that you can put under the feet. And now we've introduced the Serenity sleep stick. So I love this sleep stick. It knocks me out. It really, the sweet aroma is incredible from Serenity. It is a blend of, let me see exactly what's inside of it. Oof, I don't have it listed right here. No. Let me see. Anyway, it's got marjoram, lavender, of course, is one of the main ingredients in there. I will look that up and throw that in there. But what the soft gel does, and this is the one piece to taking it, is it's got L-theanine, and it encourages relaxation before sleep. And the tart cherry, which is also inside of there, supports the body's melatonin production. So right before sleep, I would, at first I would do the essential oil either in my hands, under the feet, and in the diffuser 20 to 30 minutes before bed. Then I would pop the capsule, brush my teeth, do my nighttime routine in the bathroom. And right before you pop your head on the pillow, I would do the Serenity stick with valerian root. And I would do that on your pulse points. You could do it under the feet. It's really great for kids. Under the feet, I like to just do it on my wrists and do some here. And it is beautiful. If you tend to sleep with an arm up, you could also even put it on your arm and you inhale it while you're laying there. If you do incorporate this three-step system, it really encourages the sleep hygiene habits to get the rest that you need. In addition to the sleep, we're now going to transition into some of the emotional aromatherapy systems that we have. We have 6 unique essential oil blends that have been carefully formulated to provide the targeted emotional health benefits. And so we have the 6 oils that you see here. And one of the ways, I mean, the name sort of really gives it away, but one of the ways to use it is to look at the wheel and see where you're at and which oil corresponds to it. So each delicate blend contains the pure therapeutic grade oils, and they can be used aromatically or topically to help balance and brighten or change your mood. So you would look at this wheel right here, and let's say, for example, that you were feeling bitter and angry. So on the next one, you'll see right here, bitter and angry, you're now in this quadrant where we're looking at forgiveness. So you would look at using the forgive oil either in the diffuser, or you could use it over your heart. We also have these oils as touch system, which is already pre-blended with coconut oil. You can roll it on to any body part that you desire, any emotional part, right? So typically what we look at is the second chakra, under the navel, third chakra, solar plexus, heart, the fourth. We use it on over the throat on the fifth. You could even use it on the sixth, on your third eye. Sometimes the crown, if you really feel that you need to get connection and lift the spirit. Otherwise, what I would do is behind the ears, the back of the neck, again, wrists, inside the elbow crease. You can even pull down the meridian right in the front of the arm or here. This one's a heart opener right here, especially on the left, right? So you could use it right there if you really need to work a little bit extra on that heart. So, for example, let's give another test over here on the wheel. Let's say you're feeling fearful and anxious and you don't have your adaptive, then you could actually go for the peace. Or let's say that the adaptive gets you quite concentrated and alert in a good way, still calm, but it's not what you want right before bed. Then you would go for peace, for example, and you could mix it with the balance. Let's say you've had a big loss and you're grieving and hurt, you would go for console. You could also just feel discouraged or feeling insecure, not feeling of your direction, gloomy, apathetic, you would go for motivate. This one here, besides just the cheer, the blend is gorgeous. It has frankincense in it as well. It just is so divine. This one is really when you're feeling somber and distressed and you just cannot get yourself up and you might not even know why. There's also this one I use a lot. So those of you that don't know me, I'm a combo practitioner and I work with plant medicines for the past 6-7 years in ceremony. And I also do psilocybin journeys. And one of the things that comes up a lot for people in either combo or with psilocybin is that they're working through ancestral wounds. And sometimes when we're so heavy and we can't explain why, it can be an ancestral wound you're carrying and it's dragging you down. And the cheer is really enough to lift you up and give you that clarity to move above and beyond. So this is a really, really lovely oil. We don't need to go into these too much, but I would say when you're feeling cynical, doubtful, or frustrated, this is the one that you would go to, is the motivate. When, like I just said, the emotions are weighing you down, this uplifting blend can really brighten your day. And especially now that we don't have elevation anymore, the cheer blend is the one that I reach for. The passion, oh my. So it is Valentine's Day. So this is definitely one that you can use, but passion goes way beyond that. I have had clients that felt so lost, that didn't know their direction in life. They were using passion over the heart every day for about a week, and they started to have these spurts of creativity. And I told them to use it for a month. I know that's a long time, but that month they had enrolled in 2 new courses. They started completely changing their career and really igniting this fire and their own passion. So this one, if you're feeling bored, disinterested, I love this one. It's got a little bit of fine spice in there. It's gorgeous. When you're being weighed down by feelings of guilt, betrayal, negativity, anger, when all of that is consuming you, then forgive is really the one. Recently, I lost my sister just over a month ago, and I had to travel back to Sicily. And it was really interesting. I noticed that I was bogged down with feelings, but it wasn't just around the loss of my sister. There were so many other things that were coming back because Sicily, it's such a beautiful island. It's where I was born, it's where my dad is from. But there's also a lot of negative emotions attached to that place. And I realized I had it with me. And it was through a conversation with my partner. And he said something about, well, maybe you just need to let go and forgive. And I was like, oh my God, I actually need to forgive the island. I need to forgive this place. It wasn't forgive that my sister died too young. It was this feeling of the whole place that I visited. So sometimes it's not just personal guilt or betrayal from another person. It can really also be an environment. Just wanted to add that in there. Finally, comforting, consoling. It's gorgeous. It's a floral blend and trees. It helps renew our hope and really dispel these heavy feelings of sadness. Peace. We talked about that one earlier, but feelings of fear and anxiousness can all be relieved with this one. And it's very reassuring. It really gets rid of those negative feelings of discontent and worry. Here are a couple of more diffuser blends that you can do, or actually, this one's a roller, but you can also add these in the diffuser. I like doing this at night. This, we call it a hibernation roller. This is if you really, really need to just get a good night's sleep, knock out. You would combine these four oils. You would add it to your big toe, and the big toe relates straight to the brain. The heart, the palms of the hand, and pillow, and you will sleep. You can also put 2 or 1 drop of each even in the diffuser. I like to put 2 of the frankincense, 2 of the vetiver, only 1 of the bergamot and 1 of the chamomile, because they're very strong, and I don't like it to be too strong while I'm sleeping. I like more of the earthy tones, but you would figure out what works for you. In addition to that, we recommend Symphony of the Cells. So this is a system developed by Boyd Truman, and this one is incredible, the Emobic. There are many different protocols, and you can look up exactly what you need, but this one is for your emotions. And since today's about emotions, this is what we're going to talk about. It's a spinal technique, and you apply it up through the spine. You can go actually do his course. You can also follow it online and learn it online. He developed this for everybody to be able to have a technique they could do at home for their loved ones. And you will find more information on symphonyofthecells.com. These are the oils that you need. So you can see they're quite hefty oils. This one is one of my favorite protocols. It's frankincense, neroli, rose, jasmine. Then you need carrier oil. You'll always need carrier oil, which would be your coconut oil without the fat. So it's called fractionated coconut oil. You can see it's very thin, and it doesn't lay on top of the skin. It penetrates and it protects your skin. Also, it allows the oil to not flash off. So more of the oil actually goes in. It slows down the delivery system. You will get much more benefit. And with the Symphony of the Cells, you can't apply it without coconut oil. You really need it to protect your back. It also just is safety for especially kids. You must dilute always. And older people with thinner skin, you must dilute always. In addition to these first 4 oils, it has spikenard, melissa, which we know that's a big one, centering blend, which is in the yoga kit, Douglas fir, and spearmint. It is divine. And so I can't talk enough about that. Discovering your routine is really important, and choosing the oils that fit you, that speak to you, is key. We never want to give anyone a negative experience with aroma, right? Because if you know, you walk in and you'll forever remember that smell, and that will forever be that oof, that feeling. It's not what we want, especially when we're working with mood management. So we really are working with pleasing aroma, journaling your feelings, using the things that speak to you. Just because it worked for somebody else, it does not need to be the same for you. One of the things I love most about this journey is that your intuition is going to increase from the moment you pick up that first bottle. You are going to have a remembrance and an awakening of what it means to be in communion with your body. You are going to start to cooperate and not feel that your body is working against you. It can take longer. It can be a shorter journey for some, but it is a journey that you are going to begin if you're committed to using these extremely intelligent plants. So yeah, be aware of how your body is reacting, how your feelings are reacting. Identify, take a moment. What is it that you're feeling in this moment? And then go for the tool. Use the wheel. It's so great. Now for the little bit of fun stuff, I added in some essential oils for the bedroom. And just like there's a disclaimer, of course, with this, right? These are the recommendations. And with any of these oils, we're only ever talking about doTERRA, the doTERRA Purity. I would never, ever, ever do a class on any other essential oils just because I don't know the quality. With doTERRA, we know that they are certified therapeutic grade tested, and we need to use those that are safe for us, that don't have, they're free from chemical fillers, they don't have any pesticides, they don't have anything added other than the pure oil. So do what you're comfortable with and be cautious, especially when sensitive areas, right? Hot oils should always be diluted. And I'm bringing that up especially now that we're moving into a little bit of a spicy area. So here are some recipes for massage blends. We've got sweet and spicy massage blend. We've got an aphrodisiac blend. And you want to mix and store all of these in glass bottles. You cannot use plastics because the essential oils are going to eat through the petrochemicals, the plastic. So that goes in your essential oil journey, no matter what. You cannot drink essential oils in plastic bottles. You should not store anything in like spray bottle. It needs to be glass, aluminum, porcelain, stainless steel. Those are the ones. And I don't even like using aluminum, to be honest. I just like glass. So the oils that we're going to use in this massage blend here, you can use on the inside. Where this is when you're testing inside of ankles and big toe. You could use this massage blend in other areas of the body, but you need to be really, really careful. It's got black pepper. So this chew specific, I would not put in any area where you've got sensitive skin. Okay. Then there are some blends that are more for the physical parts of the body. And so again, these I would put on the big toe, on the inside of the ankles. They are promoting the hormonal release. The big toe goes straight to the brain. I would stick just to those areas right there. And there we have a thunder down under, tingle, giddy up blend, and getting in the mood. Finally, we've got diffuser blends for Valentine's Day. We've got one that's love struck, burning love, endless love, love is in the air. You're still the one, hooked on you. And they're really cute. Feel your way through it. Got a little bit of tips here. Again, fractionated coconut oil. You cannot do this without it, okay? This can be used as a natural lubricant. Do not try and put any of these blends on as a lubricant. You will burn yourself and hurt yourself. So this is the natural lubricant. The other oils, if you wanted to massage up here, that's fine. Not in that sensitive area. Nerolian rose behind your ears, on your neck, over your heart, softens your emotional barriers while encouraging a deeper emotional connection. And like it said, I've said it a million times, I'm going to say it again, never apply the essential oils to sensitive areas, right? Take lifelong vitality every day for optimal wellness and peak performance. We talked about that the very early, how important is nutrition. And I just want to put in a little disclaimer that you and your partner may want to discuss your health with your doctor to ensure you're healthy enough to fully enjoy the recipes in the book. And lastly, have fun experimenting with your oils in the bedroom. And the reason why we just put that little disclaimer in there is it can really elevate your heart rate. It can really give you prolonged sensations. So if anyone is having issues with blood circulation, please consult your doctor. Recommended reading. We love these. There is a third book that is not showing up. I don't know why that is. There it is. Feelings Buried Alive, Never Die. We've got the Essential Emotions book and You Can Heal Your Life. These are just great resources. I love using these whenever I'm dealing with anything emotional. Finally, I want to show you just a little idea. Now that you have an idea of what products you could use, I want to show you what is actually possible in your wellness box. Is that you can add in and you can actually increase your loyalty rewards program. So every month you're part of this program, you increase in loyalty. It starts at 10% after 3 months, it goes to 15, after 3 months, 20, 25, and finally you'll stay at 30%. And that's rewards back. I don't know anywhere else you can get 30% rewards back. So if you're spending 100 PV, which is roughly $100, it's roughly $1 to 1 PV. It's a little bit different with some products, but then you would get $30 back in points that you could use towards anything. Plus, you're getting 25% wholesale discount on everything. You can customize your box completely, order as much as little as you want. So 1 month you can order one product, 1 month you can order 10. It's up to you. The more you order, of course, the greater the rewards. And if you order by the 15th of each month, then you also get a free product. Also, you also get free shipping if the order is over 100. So here's an example of some of the things we talked about today, just to get you an idea. You've got the adaptive system, you got wild orange to uplift the mood, you got copaiba and balance. This could be 1 month, and then the following month you might try something else. This would be 139 PV, $155. This would be including the shipping and tax, and you get a free oil of the month, and you get free product credits. Okay, so you can see different prices down here. And then finally, oh, wait, we're not doing the word of the week, so I'm not going to do that. Finally, using the oils, sharing the oils, and how to teach others how to do that. I don't think I'm supposed to go through that today, but if you want to learn more about that, we do teach a class on how to share and teach others how to do this. Let me just see something really quickly. I want to see if there's way more things. Yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to go through this today. I will talk a little bit about this. Yeah. We are at the end of our presentation for stress, sleep, and emotions. It's been such a pleasure to be with you. I'm going to take off my glasses because there's a horrible glare. I will talk a little bit about the share program that we have and how to get your oils paid for. It was at the end of the presentation, but it's also very wordy, which I don't really like. I much prefer to share with you from my heart. About sharing with others. If you're at the place where you're like, I really want to have these oils, but I really $150 a month extra is not in your budget currently, what we can do is show you how to share with others and then get your oils paid for. There is a bonus called the Power of 3 bonus, and it starts at $50 a month and goes to $250 a month. So even if you're sharing, you find 3 people and you share with them and they start using the oils and you teach each of them to do the same thing, you would get paid $250 a month, which would not only cover your own oils, but you would also have an extra 100 left. There's also a way to increase that bonus to $1,500 a month. And for some people, $1,500 a month, that is rent, that is a car payment. And again, you would find your 3 people and you're really teaching them to do the same thing. Each of those 3 people would find 3, and each of those 3 would find 3. So the system is that we're working together. And for those of you that are like, well, I hate network marketing, blah, blah, blah. If you're going to use it anyway, and if you're a natural sharer anyway, how can you hold a secret that is enriching your life? You don't need to go out and teach classes. You don't need to have a lot of stock. You don't have to have a startup business. There is no overhead other than your own products. So this is the really getting back to the core of sharing what is supporting you. And also what I've seen is once you're feeling much better, once you're getting a good night's sleep, once you're managing your emotions, people start noticing the difference and they're asking you, what is it? So if you're getting those questions anyway, go ahead and share with them, invite them, reach out to us if you need support in sharing, because we're so happy to share this for you, in the sense that if we're having a class, you don't know how to teach yet, you can invite them to our class, and that way they can see more. Or you share this recording and then you get them started. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that you learned a lot, and please, please, please pop the questions. I haven't seen the chat box go, so I'm going to double check. Nope, there is no, and my computer's about to run out, so that's a good thing. There are no questions. I thank you for your time. I thank you for tuning in. It's been a pleasure sharing this information with you. I just can't say enough about the company. It has changed my life. The oils have changed my life. And I hope that you get to just taste a little bit of that and get the tools and the support that you need. Much love. Good night.